What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Cray, and as y'all can see, man, I know today is game day. I know it's preseason, but we go hand for our team anytime, man. And as you guys can tell by now, it is all the way Cowboys Nation over here, man. So I don't know what teams y'all rooting for. If it's the Niners, the Raiders, or any team other than the Cowboys, you might have some mental issues, bro. But enough about that, man. Today's video I actually find today's video really funny. As you guys know, in the Division 2, as of lately, there have been a lot of cry outs for things to be nerfed, because we are definitely at a state in the game where there are a lot of things that need some changes to be made. Now, in terms of nerfing things, what are you talking about, Cray? Well, I will tell you, since you asked so nicely. People have been crying out about nerfing the Eagle Bearer. People want to nerf. Now, this is a new one for me. I just seen this today. Someone said to nerf the 311-7. I saw someone else say that all the exotics need to be nerfed to be on the same level as other weapons, to make other weapons viable, because all you see is exotics. Then what's the point of an exotic? It's supposed to be strong. It's supposed to be exotic. What do you want? Exotics just to have a cool weapon camo, or just to look different, but it's the same as everything else? There would be no point in exotics then. People come up with the most brainless ideas when it comes to, I guess, quote unquote, fixing the Division 2, but why just continuously ask for nerfs? Not everything needs to be nerfed all the time. You know what I mean? Like, the Eagle Bear doesn't need to be nerfed. It doesn't need to be nerfed. The Diamondback doesn't need to be nerfed. Nothing about the Diamondback needs to be nerfed. The Raid doesn't need to be nerfed. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's been crying out about nerf this, nerf that, change this, nerf this, but mainly it has been the Eagle Bearer. And now, I myself felt kind of handicapped when I didn't have the Eagle Bearer. You know, I found myself losing a lot more gunfights due to the time to kill. It just, you know, started to become a little frustrating, but you didn't see me crying out, oh, they need to nerf it. They need to nerf the Eagle Bearer, just because I didn't have it. And that's what a lot of people do. They don't have something, so they're gonna cry for it to get nerfed. Or they can't beat the raid, so they're gonna cry for a certain boss to get nerfed, or something along those lines. And that doesn't always have to be the case. Everything doesn't always have to get nerfed. Maybe they can buff a bunch of other stuff, like they just buff the shit out of skills to make them viable, and now that's all you see is a bunch of skill builds. You don't just see straight 311-7s. Yeah, you see a lot of 311-7 builds, but I see a lot of skill builds as well. Strong ass drones, strong ass seekers, all types of stuff. The Jasamian fucking foam bullshit, that shit is cheesy, but you know what I'm saying. Like, my homie Lit has been running a fucking 3-4 tap merciless build since he started playing the game, and there's no build that can really out face tank that build or out ADS him, because once you get marked up and he puts those 3 or 4 marks on you, you're done for. And that is pure utility. That's not a 311-7 build. Name somebody in the dark zone right now that runs a merciless faithfully. Come on now. So at the end of it, I don't think everything needs a nerf for, you know, things to get fixed. Like back in Division 1 with the whole 1.4 thing and how they just kind of did a huge PvP overhaul. I wouldn't say they just nerfed everything, but they made us find different ways to get damage. You know what I mean? We had to find different ways to get damage. They changed around gear sets. They changed around different stuff, and it made us work harder. It made us think more to be able to pull damage out of our builds, or pull the right build that we want. Instead of us just crying for them to nerf this, nerf that, nerf this, and nerf that, how about we come up with some better ideas or things that they can buff or balance so everything could be somewhat on the same level? The game is not perfect right now. It's definitely not perfect, but it's not horrible. And some of the player base has been coming back. Either that, or everyone who's with PvEers is now PvPing. Because every single time I step into the dark zone, I have a full server now. Or if I don't have a full server, there's 2 or 3 people in there. Me and those 2 or 3 people get to fight in, and then after 10 or 15 minutes, there's a full server outside the checkpoint going crazy. I'm not gonna lie, the Division 2 has been fun. It's been fun, and there's ways that you can make it fun as well, as you guys saw in the Nemesis video. You know what I mean? There's ways to make it fun without having to cry for everything to get nerfed. Stop crying for nerfs. Jesus Christ. Number one, they're not gonna nerf what the fuck you're asking about. Number two, they already have in mind what they're gonna do. Number three, they ask for opinions, but do they really take heed of that shit at the end of the day? I mean, they may take a couple different opinions, but at the same time, a lot of people who complain about the devs not, you know what I'm saying, being hands-on with certain stuff, or the devs not doing this or not responding to people, is because the way they get approached. You know what I mean? And I'm not sitting here gonna be like, I'm not an advocate for the fucking Division 2 developers. I'm just saying, like, you gotta watch how you approach people sometimes. You can't come at somebody and be like, oh, your game's trash, you need to nerf this, why isn't this and this, and think you're gonna get a response. And then get mad when you're like, oh, they don't respond. You know what I'm saying? Well, you gotta look at how you come at people. They probably receive millions of messages. Well, not millions, but y'all know what I'm talking about. They probably receive hundreds of messages, hundreds of DMs, hundreds of hate mail, all types of stuff about this game, because the community, in honesty, is fucking horrible. This community is horrible. You know what I'm saying? But they probably receive so much hate on a daily basis, so they're not gonna want to fucking respond to you. And if they do respond to somebody who is being rude to them, or they finally, you know, want to respond to somebody who they think his opinion is, you know, worth responding to, and they go back and forth with conversation and that person starts to get rude, I mean, I don't blame them for, you know what I'm saying, being dicks sometimes. Because I know if I was a game developer and I had people up my neck 24/7 about something that I probably don't even have any control over, because you guys got to remember there are certain people that work for certain teams when it comes to that kind of stuff. You can't just go to any developer and be like, oh, you need to nerf this, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't really have the control over that kind of stuff. They're advocates for the game. They market the game, they push the game, they don't code the game, you know what I'm saying? There are teams that are there for that kind of stuff. So just stop asking for nerfs. Watch how you guys approach these developers and talk to them. Maybe if you guys are a little more respectful, you'll get a response. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they'll take some of your ideas into consideration at the end of the day. But that's it for this video, man. I didn't want to go on too much of a long rant. I appreciate everybody for watching the video. Make sure you guys drop a like, hit that sub button, and follow me on Twitch if you haven't already, man. We're gonna be streaming every single day. I didn't stream today, but I do gotta stream tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Deuces.